Hi, everybody. Welcome to class today on this Tuesday, September 14th. Our target today, as you can see on the screen, is to explain a part of Goldsmith's definition of community that you agree with and a part of it that you disagree with. So this Goldsmith, sorry, that's the buzzer or the timer to go to lunch. This Goldsmith's definition is going to be found in a worksheet that's called Exploring Community in Three Ways, and I'll show you where that's at. So for right now, just put it into your target, and then you'll have to use that sheet to write down something from that definition that you agree with and something you're a little iffy on or disagree with outright. Um, so that'll come a little later. Our vocab word today is the opposite of our word from yesterday. Our vocab word today is secondary source. So that is anything that is written by a person or done by a person that wasn't at the event. So, you all, because you were not born at the time of 9/11 that we talked about yesterday, you would be a secondary source. You might learn about it, hear about it, but you weren't there, so you're not a primary source, and you're now analyzing and thinking about the event. You can state, the facts of it, but you're now thinking of it in a different way rather than just I was there, these are the events that happened. And so that's different. So you want to think textbooks, you want to think speeches that people give, articles in a newspaper or magazine. Those are all secondary sources typically. So something to think about, something to remember. And then an antonym, an easy one, is our word from yesterday, primary source, because a primary source is someone who was there and speaks of it from what they, their memory, from what they experienced. So that there is our vocab word. So we did our target sheet. Now I'm going to direct us to our 7 important questions, and I'll show you where that's at, but also talk through what it is I wanted you to have. And then we have an activity, exploring community in 3 ways. And then you can do the exit ticket. We probably are not getting to that today, but you can do that and get yourself ahead a little bit. So the first thing is these 7 important questions and where to find this information. So let's see, let's get some of that erased. If we go to our course page, again, almost everything is always going to be in the purple folder. So if you click into the purple folder, you will see right here, it says 7 important questions, American history. And we are wanting to be on slide number 26. You can just follow along with me or just know that that's where it's at. I got a fly bothering me, so heads up. So I today talked about our 4th part of the 7 important questions, and that's how am I going to be graded? And really the answer is in a variety of ways. We do projects, we do daily work, we do quizzes, we do activities, group projects, individual projects, all sorts of different things. So that's nice because I want, no matter what your style of learning or showing me that you learned, we should hit on that at some point and multiple times every single quarter that we have school. And I have a couple of pictures of cars. These are not mine, wish they were, but I think of, being graded. We're graded all the time. These gentlemen or ladies brought in their old cars to show at a car show in Parker's Prairie at their fall festival. And, everybody was grading them, maybe not with a letter grade, but with how cool the car was, how well it was restored, how accurate the restoration was, how loud the car sounded, all of those things is how you're graded. So when I think of being graded, that happens to us all of our lives. And I also, when I think of these cars, I think about all the time and energy spent putting them together and making them what they are. So a reminder that learning isn't just something you do in class, and it isn't something that you do really quickly and then you're done with it. It's a process, and practice goes into it as well. That ties into the next slide of how do I earn my grade? Well, a lot of it is through practice and repetition. And so you earn your grade by doing the homework, by doing the in-class work, because all of that, even if there are no points attached to it, all of that helps you get ready for our quizzes and our tests and our bigger projects. Just like this is a picture of my daughter over the summer. She did a week-long camp with Master Josh in Taekwondo. And at the end of it, she had to show what she had learned. She had to perform different patterns and different kicks. And when she was able to show that, then she earned her next belt. She went on to a green belt then. from being a yellow belt. So she had to show that, just like you're going to show me in your homework, in your projects, in your quizzes, that you now know the work. And it just takes practice to be able to do that. So finally, I wanted to mention that starting this Friday, every week we're going to have what's called a weekly quiz. And this weekly quiz occurs at the end of the week. It's worth anywhere between 5 and 15 points typically. We take it on Schoology, so you should know a score at the end of once you finish, you submit the quiz, which is kind of nice. The quiz is going to contain vocabulary that we learned throughout the week. It's going to contain content that we learned throughout the week. And I'll give you a hint. Those targets we have each day, that's what my goal for you. So you got to guess that the quiz questions are going to be around that goal for the day, because that's what I wanted you to learn. So that's what I'm going to have on the quiz. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is that you can retake these quizzes the following week during SNAP. So that Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you can schedule to retake them. And that's because I want you to learn the material. So if you don't do well in the quiz, I want you to retake the quiz so that you can spend more time practicing and learning so you get it. Just like the car people, if they find out they did something wrong, they could just say, oh, it's wrong. Car's not perfect. Oh, well. Or more likely, they're going to put in some more time and some practice and learn what they did wrong and make the car better so that they have a better car to show or to drive around, and that pride of having done that. So just know that we'll start with this quiz on Friday, and it'll be based on things that we have done actually this first 2 weeks of school, and the vocabulary from the first 2 weeks. Now, the question then is, where do we find the vocabulary, Miss Breitling, so we can practice that, because we only talked about it one day, and then what happens? So there's actually 2 places you can find it. If we go into our purple folder, because that makes the most sense, you could look at the slides from each day and look at the word. You can also do it through our Quizlet, which is always going to be the second thing listed in Schoology, and that has the words from this unit. And so if you click on it, it's going to take you to this page right here. And some of you have already asked me, whoa, wait a second. It refuses to connect. What's going on? It's not working. Well, it is working, but just oddly. So you have 2 options to get it to connect. Really, what you have to do is open a new tab. So you can either click on this little box with the arrow. That creates a new tab, and then it'll open, or you click on the title. And either way, it's going to make a new tab up here, and then you're going to get the words. All right? So then you get to Quizlet, and if you're not familiar with Quizlet, basically it allows you to look at the words from the unit. Here's the terms that are in this set, all of them. So you can look at it this way. You can also look at it by looking at the words themselves, the flashcards. If you click on it, it flips it to give you the definition. If you click the arrow, it goes to the next one. And you can do it that way. I wouldn't worry so much about the write or the spell, but the test one is kind of nice. That'll give you a test. And I'm going to have another video that just explains Quizlet. So I'll send that out next week. So you can just play with it a little bit now, but I'll have more information soon. The match game is a lot of fun. This allows you to match up the word and the definition in kind of a speed timed sort of thing. So that's another one, but really you just need to look through and get familiar. Now you may run across a word that we haven't had yet, like community is not a word we've had yet, but remember it's only Tuesday, so we have a couple of days before the quiz. So some of these words will show up later on in the week. So this is a place you can go to practice for your quiz. And then what we did after that is we worked on a quick assignment. And that is right here. It's called Exploring Community in 3 Ways. And when you open it, you're going to see her definition right here of what community is. And it's in a couple of sentences. And she explains, what community is and what it isn't. And what I want you to do if you're at home by yourself is you're going to complete this activity, and unfortunately you got to do it by yourself. But what you're going to do is you're going to read the, I'm going to move this out of the way. you're going to read about this first sentence. So you're going to read, communities are not built of friends or of groups with similar tastes or styles, or even of people who like or understand each other. You're going to read that, and then you're going to think about what picture, what image comes to mind when I read this. So she's saying communities are not built of people who are similar or that even like each other. So think of a picture that somehow represents this. Now, if you're working from home, you're going to work on this online and then share this document right here with me. We did it on paper, so you'll share it with me. And just upload a picture to here. So I would probably do a picture of a group of random people that look different, that are wearing different clothes, that have different expressions on their face. I just put that picture right here. And then you need to capture in one or two words how to sum this up. So, when I'm thinking about it, I might think they're not built on people who are friends or groups with similar tastes. So I might say, well, they're different, like, right? Different groups, because they're a group, but they're all made up of different people. And then write a question that this idea raises for you. So if I'm doing this, I'm thinking my question might be, how do people work together if they don't like each other or know each other? Like, how does that happen? How are they able to work together? So I kind of did that first one for you as an example. So your job now is to read the second part of the definition and do the same thing and then the same thing. And then you're going to come up here, since we did this online, or sorry, on a sheet of paper in small groups, you're going to now share this with me because you had to make a copy of it. And now you'll share it back with me finished. All right, so that's what you're going to do. And then the final thing I have listed, and we are not getting to this in class, so you don't have to do it, but you sure could do the exit card right here, and think about, how is our class like a community? How is it not? What do we need to do differently in order to make it like a community? All right, and then that's it. So you're going to submit that Google form. You're going to make a copy of this and then share it with me. And then I think that's about it for today. If you have questions, please reach out to me. Otherwise, have a great day. I hope this helps. And we will hopefully see you soon. All right, bye.